What do you think is the single greatest photograph in history? This one makes my heart race every time. A pickup truck flees from the pyroclastic flow spewing from the Mount Point Pinatubo volcano in the Philippines. Daredevils play tennis in sky. Looks so unbelievable that it seems photoshopped, but it isn't, which makes it more badass. I hope they brought some extra balls. Pretty sure they have plenty. I'm sure there are better ones, but this one has always had a soft spot for me. Shows a surgeon who performed a heart surgery which lasted 23 hours. The patient was borderline impossible to save. Here, we see Dr. Big Neuraliga keeping watch on the vital signs of a patient after a 23-hour heart surgery he conducted. In the lower right corner, you can see one of his colleagues who helped him with the surgery fallen asleep. Jews being liberated from a death train in April 1945 being sent to Bergen-Belsen. The woman staring at the camera sobbing as she runs with her daughter, and the woman who is grinning for her life being saved, makes it an emotional picture. Lots of beautiful and haunting stuff in here. How about a more recent, obscure one? Girl watching her grandfather cry at a Veterans Day celebration. This photo really jumped out at me the first time I saw it. The look on her face says it all. She just learned that the world is a whole lot bigger than she thought it was. Her eyes are full of sorrow, and she looks like she's brimming with questions. Not sure if Open that link took it or not, but it's very nice. A Monk and His Brother by Roger Stonehouse. Roger Stonehouse missed an opportunity by not naming the same monk and a punk. Malcolm X peeks out his window with a rifle amidst death threats. This is the first one that came to mind for me. I don't know if this was posted, but the story is so heartbreaking. A Japanese boy standing at attention after having brought his dead younger brother to a cremation pyre, 1945. This man fulfilling his promise to wear a green dress to his friend's funeral. I'm teary and giggling at the same time. I imagine his friend watching this from the other side and saying, "Fuck, man. I didn't think you'd really do it." I want to add the elephant's foot. It is a photo of melted nuclear core after the Chernobyl disaster. It chills me to see that such a simple looking object is actually one of the most dangerous things in the world. After just 30 seconds of exposure, dizziness and fatigue will find you a week later. 2 minutes of exposure and the body cells will soon begin to hemorrhage. 4 minutes, vomiting, diarrhea, and fever. At 300 seconds you have 2 days to live. Every time I see the picture, it's like I can feel the radiation and heaviness in the air. Surprised to not already see a harvest of death listed here. One of the first Civil War photos taken, one of the first war photos ever taken, and the first widely circulated one. This photo was the first time most people with the privilege of not being on the battlefield got a glimpse of what it was like. Wait for me, Daddy is a photo taken by Claude P. Detloff on October 1st, 1940, of the British Columbia Regiment marching down 8th Street at the Columbia Street intersection, New Westminster, British Columbia. While Detloff was taking the photo, Warren Whitty Bernard ran away from his mother to his father, Private Jack Bernard. Alright, look, I'm late to the party, but this is hands down the best photo ever taken. It's a picture by the lesser known Apollo 11 astronaut, Michael Collins. The picture contains the moon, the landing module, with Armstrong and Aldrin, and the Earth. This is the best photo ever taken, because it contains every single human that has ever existed. Dead or alive, every single member of our species and its entire history is in this picture. Earthrise. Apollo 8, the first manned mission to the moon, entered lunar orbit on Christmas Eve, December 24, 1968. That evening, the astronauts Commander Frank Borman, Command Module Pilot Jim Lovell, and Lunar Module Pilot William Anders held a live broadcast from lunar orbit, in which they showed pictures of the Earth and Moon as seen from their spacecraft. Said Lovell, "The vast loneliness is awe-inspiring, and it makes you realize just what you have back there on Earth." They ended the broadcast with the crew taking turns reading from the book of Genesis. Transplanting ghost trees has to be the wildest photo I have seen. I have had it ingrained in my head since the first time I saw it. It looks like a painting. Just from skimming the first few photos in this thread, I've noticed a lot of sad photos vying for the greatest, so I thought I'd throw this one in. Easy Company, band of brothers, having a well-earned rest after capturing the Eagle's Nest, Hitler's private residence. Nothing as inspiring as some of these other comments, but this dunk photo of Larry Nance always does something for me. I like this one, Yugoslav partisan defying Nazis before hanging. This picture is really special, because at this moment he's yelling "Smrt fašizmu, Sloboda narodu," which means death to fascism, freedom to the people. It became an important motto for the resistance. That would be a beeping. An amateur photographer managed to catch the exact moment a bee expelled its uric acid while flying. The image has caused a buzz online, as photographer Mark Perrott told the Grimsby Telegraph. "I was shocked with excitement when I saw the shot and couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's difficult to get good close-up shots without a tripod, and this one was taken handheld." This photo is one of the only known photos in existence that shows the activities inside Auschwitz surrounding the mass execution of its prisoners. Photography in the camp was generally forbidden, even by the SS, but this was taken in secret by the Sonderkommando, a group of around 1,000 prisoners inside the camp who were selected by the SS to do all the dirty work, including disposing of and burning the bodies as they are in this photo. The Sonderkommando smuggled in a camera and took the picture from the doorway of a nearby gas chamber. They then managed to smuggle the film out of the camp in a tube of toothpaste. For me, it is one of the most horrifying photos in existence, and just shows what humans are capable of at their worst. This is so hard, bordering impossible, to answer because it's hard to compare different genre of photography. From landscape, to animal, to street photography. It's like asking which is your favorite movie. Sure, some can answer that, but a better question would be to ask concerning a specific category. Having said that, this is a recent favorite of mine. Palestinian father bathing his daughter and niece in their destroyed home. This photo of Jackie Kennedy climbing the back of the limousine after JFK was assassinated. This one has always been really incredible to me, because it's a pretty perfect snapshot of an insanely significant moment in history. This photo really gives a personal view of what happened. To the rest of the country, the president had been shot, which of course is tragic, but here you just see a woman desperately trying to save her husband. 1,000-yard stare is up there. An exhausted US Marine exhibits the 1,000-yard stare after 2 days of constant fighting at the Battle of Eniwetok, February 1944. Moment before happiness, 1955. The photo of Bruce McCandless floating and tethered in space. Every time he tried to get into the shuttle, they'd pull away. The photo of the child that was trapped under the debris of her house for 3 days before dying has to be up there. I forgot about this one. The first time I saw it, I couldn't stop thinking about it for days. So haunting.